Hello everybody, welcome to an Ember Power 2020 Worlds format deck, and today we're going to be looking at Gardeon. So Gardeon is this pretty good tag team in my opinion, which I think does stand a chance at the World Championships and definitely stands a chance of being a pretty good deck after rotation. So what does Gardeon Sylveon do? Well, it has the attack Fairy Song that lets you search your deck for up to 2 Fairy energy and attach them to a benched Gardeon, and it has the attack Keldeo Storm, which does 150, and you can move any number of energy around as you like. So Keldeo Storm combos quite nicely with Fairy Song because obviously we can Fairy Song up to 2 Fairy energy, and then play a tag switch, move the Fairy energy back over to the Gardeon, and then use Keldeo Storm and continuously switch around. So the deck is entirely focused on setting up this combo. It's pretty good, in my opinion. Some of my friends agree that it does stand a chance at doing well at Worlds. So I'll be taking a look at this very largely proxied deck list. Well, everything's proxied apart from the one Wondrous Labyrinth that I happen to own, but everything else is deliberately proxied. I wanted to showcase the deck list rather than showcase games with it because I haven't got all the pieces for it. So we have 4 Cherish Ball, which lets us search our deck for a Gardeon. We have 4 Custom Catcher, and this is the only gusting effect really a deck can play after rotation. So if you can find a room of it for 4, which we can, then you can play 2 and switch on your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. This could be good for sniping off basic Pokemon, as well as finishing off GXs that have retreated or managed to heal off some damage. So it seems pretty decent. We have 3 Energy Spinner, which lets us search our deck for a basic energy card, so we can get a basic Fairy Energy, and if it's first turn we can search our deck for 3 Fairy Energy. So pretty good. We only play 10 Fairy Energy in this particular build, so it is quite nice to be able to get a Fairy Energy out of the deck. We have 4 Great Potion, which lets us heal 50 damage from your active Pokemon GX. We have 4 Mixed Herbs, and you can play 2 at once to heal 90 damage and remove all special conditions from your active Pokemon. This is pretty good for healing. And a good thing about all these trainer cards is that they're easily searched with Green's Exploration, which lets us get out any 2 trainer cards, so we can get anything out of the deck we need, and this makes the deck really consistent. We have 4 copies of Pokegear, which lets us reveal the top 7 cards of our deck and pick a supporter card. We play 12 supporters in deck, so we should have a decent chance of getting one. We have 3 Reset Stamp. It seems pretty high compared to a lot of other decks, but it is useful, especially when our opponent KOs a Gardeon, which eventually they probably will get around to doing. You can immediately force them down to 3 cards. You can also force them to shuffle in and draw 6 if, for example, they've used a move which gets them a lot of training cards in hand, such as Megaton Friends, for example. So it is pretty good hand disruption, and it's alternative to Judge. If you only have like 2 Reset Stamp, then play 1 copy of Judge. It's probably your best alternative. 4 copies of Tag Switch, which lets us move 2 energy from one tag team to another tag team, because we only play tag teams in the deck. Tag Switch is pretty good, combined with a Keldeo Storm for building up our GX attack, which does 200 damage, and 200 doesn't seem like a lot, but it does help with certain matchups. And the Miracle GX has the effect if you have a 3 extra Fairy Energy, so 6 Fairy Energy isn't particularly hard to do, then your opponent shovels a hand into their deck. And then if they miraculously repair it with a Cynthia, it's obviously Reset Stamp to shrink it back down again, so we have some interesting things like that. We have 1-off Wait and See Hammer. This is an optional tech, but you can only use this if you go second and only on your first turn, and you discard an energy. It does seem a little bit pointless, but in some matchups I think it helps a lot, so definitely 1-off considered tag. We have 2 Power Plant, shut down the GXs and EXs with abilities. Although it helps with the obvious Whimsicott, it's pretty annoying. It also shuts down Dedenne, and it also shuts down Rayquaza GX. It also shuts down Lycanroc GX, the other Lycanroc GX that's out of rotation, shuts down that one too. And obviously in Expanded it helps quite a bit, so the Power Plant definitely has its uses, as well as being able to shut off Keldeo GX, which is quite annoying because without it you basically lose that matchup. Your other stadium is a 1-off Wondrous Labyrinth. which attacks of non-fairy Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, cost 1 colorless more. So this could be quite nice disruption late game, especially if you've reset stamped and they have literally no cards with countering it, and they played all the stadiums. So Wonder Labyrinth is a really good card in that aspect. 4 Coach Trainer, letting us draw 4 cards from the top of our deck. We have 4 Cynthia to shuffle in and draw 6, and 4 Green's Exploration. And then we have, of course, 10 Ferenghi. So this is the list that I think is pretty decent. I would love to test it myself. I have friends who patched me a list and they said, hey, look, this is good, so play it. So I was like, okay, fine, but it is a little bit expensive, especially online with, you know, cards being quite what as they are. So I thought I'd just show it off with max rarity and say, you know, this is the deck profile. So this is Gardevoir Sylveon. If you would like to see another deck list, such as Slowpoke Psyduck or Gengar Armastar, I'd happily do one of them. But this has been Ember Power and the 2020 Worlds format Gardevoir Sylveon deck list.